One of the quick ways to the top of the local authority housing list is to set up home in a caravan. And from the young home hunter's point of view, there's much to recommend it. It's usually cheaper, and it is, after all, only a temporary measure. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out quite that way. There are all kinds of sharks lurking in the shadows, as Colin Connolly discovered in Kildare.
For many thousands, this is a venue in the pursuit of the sport of kings. For others, a milestone on the road to and from Limerick. For 42 people, it's, well, something different.
We wake up in the morning and the blankets are ringing. We have to squeeze them out.
There's a hole over there then where the rest is coming in.
This is Flanagan's caravan site on the Dublin Road. For 13 families, it's home, if that isn't overstating what the ramshackle caravans and primitive amenities represent in the lives of these soldiers, tradesmen, factory workers, their wives and children. 10 of the children are under 2 years of age. Each family is charged £5 a week rental for a caravan, plus £1.50 ground rent. There's no electricity on the site. Lighting and heating is by way of gas. Some have solid fuel stoves. Worst off are Mr. and Mrs. Ryan and their 6 children, including 2 teenagers. Walking on their carpet, one sinks into it, not the pile, the spongy dampness.
Well, the caravans are damp and there's no room for the kids. Got 6 kids here. There's no room for them. Half of them are sleeping on the floor. It's damp and everything.
Do you have trouble with rats?
Well, I haven't seen any, although the kids tell me there is some dead ones under the van.
What about the gas cooker in here? Is that dangerous?
It is, yes, very dangerous. There's always leaks somewhere around. You go up in the morning, you smell the gas.
How long have you been on the council waiting list now?
2 years. We applied for, I don't know, many houses since we came here, and we didn't even hear from them about it.
So you don't know when you're going to get a house?
No, I don't know when we're going to get one.
Will you stay on living here like this?
I have no other choice. There's nowhere else I can go. Unless I go on on the side of the road. That's the only place we can go from here.
The site is owned by Mr. Paddy Flanagan, who lives alongside. He also owns a number, but not all, of the caravans. And his general store sells the gas cylinder refills to the tenants. He claims some of the caravan dwellers are months behind with their rental. Mr. Flanagan, how long have you had a caravan site here?
About 4 years.
Is it council approved?
Yeah.
Have there ever been criticisms from the council of the site?
No.
But according to the records of various county council departments, no approval has ever been given to Mr. Flanagan for a caravan site on this spot. How old are these caravans?
Well, some of them would be about the 4 years. Well, it's 4 years since I first got them, but then they're not all mine. Some of them are belong to different individuals, you know. Some of them, the tenants in them, you know, they own their own caravans, and more of them are belong to other people who have them on the site, and they pay me a ground rent of £150 a week.
Have you any plans to improve the site itself?
Not on account of the fact that I will be shifting them, you know, as soon as they become vacant.
It wouldn't be too bad if there was no rats in it.
You've got rats?
Yeah.
Do they come into the caravans?
Yeah. We've seen 2 in here already, and they have a whole board down, you know, coming up through the caravan. Right beside the baby's cot. We've nowhere else to move the baby's cot anywhere it is. And I'm expecting in March, and it'd be terrible to bring the child into. There's no way of drying clothes, you know, or anything for the baby. And like the clothes are all damp in the presses, you know, only for if the fire there now I'd be lost, you know, altogether. And then I had to throw out my sink altogether because of the ear beaks and all in the kitchen. They were coming up through the pipe in the sink, you know. So I had to throw presses and all out.
Some of these caravans are in not particularly good condition, are they?
No, that's true, yeah.
Are you going to repair them?
No, we're going to replace them. You may have seen a little chalet I have up there. I'm going to replace them with that type of building.
Inspectors from the Eastern Health Board offices in Naas have visited the site, but they're caught in a catch-22 situation. Certainly on health grounds they could bring pressure to get people off the site, But without alternative accommodation, they'd only be putting them onto the side of the road. 2 years ago, they got most of the then occupants of the site into council houses, but now the numbers have crept back up. So, in the final analysis, the book stops here, and in fairness, it must be said that the County Council has a very good housing record. The county manager is Mr. Jerry Ward. What are the chances of giving the caravan dwellers council houses?
I would say their chances are quite good. The County Council are building a scheme of 35 houses at the moment. The contract commenced on the 1st of December 1976, and we are proposing to build an additional 17 houses. The Council have also approached the Minister for Local Government in connection with 18 houses which are vacant in Kildare Town and which were built by the National Building Agency for the IDA. The Council would like to get possession of these houses so that tenants could be appointed by the Council.
Well, it's stamping there and just see small bit there you can walk in. We have to eat, sleep and all that in there.
Just in the one side. Curtains and all this ring in the windows.
There's no one else around Kildare, like, you know, it's very hard to get flats or anything.
Generally, the Council, I think, would look with disfavour on caravan sites because there is a feeling that people move into caravans in order to qualify for houses, and they would have a preference over people who would be living in inferior fixed housing accommodation. So that unless the caravans were up to a standard suitable for developed caravan sites, similar to the standards that Bord Fáilte have adopted, I would be against any extension of caravan facilities in the county.
The wife went into hospital very sick. She had lung disease. She was 2 weeks in the Nest Hospital. And they told me that I'd get her house over, and I even got a letter from the doctor. Said I wasn't to go back into the caravan or put her back into it.
I think the planning acts could be enforced more rigidly in relation to the control, management and supervision of caravan parks such as this. And an investigation is being carried out at the moment with a view to identifying all of the caravan parks in the county and also specifying uniform standards for the management and control of these caravan parks.
In the meantime, isn't there anything that could be done for these people who are living in fairly appalling conditions?
Well, there's nothing that can be done except to provide them with alternative housing, and the Council are tackling that problem.